Hello. Good morning. Good morning, good evening, or good night, in case I don't see you. Okay. It is morning in Alaska. It's about a little after 9, and I'm doing probably my last squinting in the sun video for a really long time. Tomorrow I'm getting LASIK eye surgery, and it's 95% chance that everything is going to go perfectly. I've got a great surgeon with 20 plus years experience and no disasters on his record. So it's very, very unlikely that anything bad could happen. But, of course, risks are there. They are your eyes. They're very fragile. And I think probably I read books in low lighting for so many years when I was a kid that it affected my long distance vision, and by the time I was in junior high school I needed glasses. So I've been wearing glasses and contacts since I was like 13, 14. My daughter's 14. She's been wearing glasses for 2 years. The thing about my daughter's also going through the thyroid stuff that I was going through at her age, but fortunately I have a lot more knowledge and a much more knowledgeable doctor. So there is, what do they call that? Family tendency, I can't think of the word, but you get genes from your parents, but you don't have to develop those issues. You do develop those issues because of lifestyle and what you eat. And, if I knew then what I know now, I would tell my daughter, but she doesn't listen to me because she's 14. But I do wish that, I think, what can I say? Like, it's this double-edged sword. Like, I know that she's developing these issues because she has my genes, but I've spent my life learning about these issues, and I have all this knowledge to give her. Here's the weird part. I've been telling her since she was little, what she should eat and what she should do, but also she's her own person. I have to let her make her own mistakes and live her life. I'm not gonna, I'm just not gonna be like some, army sergeant, and I tell her what I think she should do, but I'm not there 24 hours a day to watch what she does do. She has her own ideas and concepts, and I'm her mom, so I'm, just sort of like the Charlie Brown voice. That's what she hears when I talk, probably. It's funny because I'll have friends and doctors and everything say the same things to her, and then it'll click. But when I'm saying, ow, I'm doing tangentology, don't you love it? But anyway, so getting her on this thyroid hormone, instead of what happened to me when I was 15, they radiated my thyroid, so I've been suffering ever since, and correcting this lack of a gland has basically like been the bane of my existence and the torture of my life. But I've learned a lot, and I don't know, I hope that I'm passing some of that on to other people. Maybe I'll write a book about it. I feel like it's almost just like, people don't listen, but she can't swallow pills yet, so it's like having a sick puppy, and I have to shove the pills down her throat. We've gotten into this little habit in the morning of, like, for the first few days we were trying all different methods that we looked up online for her to try to figure out how to swallow pills, but at the end I always just have to have her move her tongue out of the way and stick it down the back of her throat and hand her water really quick. So we're into this, like, the first day she was very upset with me because what can I do? Like, I have to anyway, so I'm trying to, like, the doctor is very wise in thyroid issues, so he doesn't just try to, you know, make you a patient for life. He tries to treat the underlying issues by getting a hair mineral tissue sample and your vitamin levels and all of these different things that most doctors don't do. So what we're trying to do is correct the issue, but at the same time she does need the thyroid hormone, so it's this fun line that we're walking. Where did I start? Oh yeah, so I'm getting my eyes corrected, and in the same week I had an eye exam, she has to go get glasses that, because her vision keeps going down, it's almost as bad as mine now, which is ironic because hopefully after tomorrow I won't need my glasses and then she can have them. Hopefully someday she'll be able to get corrective eye surgery, or we'll learn wiser ways of correcting the eyes naturally. That I know there are ways. I've actually tried different things on some, you know, when I did the deep water fast, the 19 days, I did notice it greatly improved vision. Of course, I did not come back to perfect vision, but definitely what we eat has an effect on our eyesight. I think, like, if I had a thyroid and I wasn't so challenged to do water fasting correctly, because, you know, I ended up going to the ER last time because I kept taking my thyroid medicine, but I didn't need it because I wasn't eating. So it's just this combobulation. You do need some. What would the thyroid do if you weren't eating? I think it would be doing something. So I don't know what that measure is there to correct. I'm like using incorrect words, I'm sorry, it's still early, but the amount of thyroid hormone that you would need if you weren't eating would be much less, but I don't know how to regulate that myself, and I don't think, you know, they could probably help me better if I went to a fasting facility or something someday maybe. But anyway, I do believe that you could fast all the way back to complete health and then not even need food, maybe just need minerals. I think it's become so clear to me how important minerals are, because I wasn't getting the right amounts and mine are all out of balance because I didn't understand them well. But after getting the hair tissue sampling and understanding it better through this thyroid and hormone expert, Dr. Thompson, you should read his book, The Calcium Lie, but get The Calcium Lie 2 because it's the updated, expanded version. I guess he's written a couple other books about iodine, and he's working on another one now. But The Calcium Lie talks about, I wish he didn't name it that because there's so much more to this book, but it starts with the premise that we're trained that we need so much calcium, and so people are over-calcified, which causes a cascade of mineral issues. But in the book also he defines 6 different types of hypothyroidism and how you can correct them, and 4 or 5 of them are completely correctable by mineral supplementation, and then the others are a little more challenging. But mostly, I think most people have thyroid conditions and don't realize it, because even if they get their thyroid tested by standard doctors, wow, I did not even expect to be babbling on like this. I can't remember even why I grabbed the camera. I think just because I was close and I figured I might say something on my last day squinting in the sun. But most people go to a thyroid doctor and they get the standard TSH level test, and the range that is supposed to be acceptable is A, too wide, and B, not the standard of how to determine if you have a thyroid issue. It's really this is what I've learned from my new doctor, Dr. Thompson, is that what really is important is the ratio between T3 and T4, and most doctors don't even understand this at all, so they don't even test for your T3 or T4 levels. So my doctor doesn't even do a TSH level most of the time. We do a T3 and a T4 so that he can see if the ratios are correct, and then we go from there on the prescription level of hormone. But what's most important for people to understand, that if they were getting all the nutrients that the thyroid needs to make T4 and T3 and convert it correctly in the body, they wouldn't have a thyroid issue. And those main elements are iodine and selenium, but also it's very important to get plenty of whole food vitamin C, not ascorbic acid. Your vitamin D levels need to be in range. And, you need to be taking liquid minerals so that your body has all of the minerals that it needs. So what I was thinking is, like, of all the breatharians, so-called breatharians that have, done interviews or videos online, I think still the most valuable information comes from Genesis Sunfire, and what he recommends, or not even recommends, but he tries not to recommend anything because he doesn't want people to just take one little thing that he said and go run with it and make a mistake. What he tells people is you should be following your own intuition on what your body is telling you, and if you're not, the first step is, like, get off of the addictive food. So just start eating more fruits and green plants. He personally recommends again, he doesn't recommend, but what he has said in his books and videos is that he was monofruit eating for many years before liquidarianism even came into the picture. So you give your body that time to detox, but even now still, that he can function in life without food or liquids, he still does the saltwater flushing that he says is for detoxing, but my theory is that he's getting those minerals from the salt, and that's why he thinks, I don't know, I don't want to presume about other people's journeys, they're different than mine, but I think minerals are the key, that's all we really need, and then your body would make the rest. If you were in a place where you were supposed to be, like not Alaska, not really high up on the globe where we don't make vitamin D, but we are walking plants to a degree. We make a lot of vitamins and nutrients from the sun. We're supposed to be tropical creatures. That's why everywhere we go, we live in a house. If it's not, even in the tropics we live in a house because we don't like bugs, but wherever we go that's not a tropical environment, we have to recreate that, between 70 and 80 degree temperature that our bodies subsist at. Like, you can't just, well, you probably could at a different level of awakening, but at a current level of understanding, like, we need a certain level of warmth. We need certain vitamins and nutrients that the sun gives us. So if we're not getting those, we're living in Alaska, we can't make vitamin D, so we have to take vitamin D. We aren't eating fresh fruit, tree-ripened fruit, so we have to compensate for those vitamins that we're not getting. But I do think that, and obviously it's been shown because people are doing it, they're living without eating, and some are even living without fluids. I believe the body is a self-contained unit that we disrupt by eating. So, when they tell you, when doctors or whatever they tell you, like, to get your calcium, you have to take magnesium and vitamin D. To get your vitamin D to process, you need magnesium and calcium. That's because there's all these synergies that work together. So when you eat foods, each one has certain levels of minerals and vitamins. they burn out other levels of minerals and vitamins, and you're always in this constant state of trying to get back to the body's normal, which it would have if it wasn't bogged down by food. You know, I really didn't think this wasn't my intended tangent for today. What I was going to talk about is that I just got a drone that I'm very excited about flying. I've been practicing making mistakes, but yesterday I had a good flight, and so today I'm putting the GoPro on, which I got for Christmas a couple years ago and haven't used much, so I'm pretty excited to be... Am I droning on and on about my drone? That's what I was going to talk about today. So, I went off on a lot of tangents that are good, powerful information, but I think if you could do one really good thing for yourself every day, it would be to go for a walk. And that's what my doctor has prescribed for me for my stress levels. My stress is ridiculous. I've noticed after, getting back the hair mineral tissue sample, it doesn't say, it just shows that my levels are at what's called a stress pattern. And when my doctor told me that the most important thing for stress is walking 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week, I didn't do anything hardly at all this winter besides eat cooked comfort vegan food and sit around watching reality shows and getting fat. So now I'm trying to reverse my winter of lethargy by doing all the things I'm supposed to do. And that thing about walking for stress is just knowing that was so valuable for me to realize how much I stress myself out over nothing. And it's almost like it's just this part of me that I am that I don't know how to reverse. And so walking helps it, meditation helps, but it's in these times when I'm trying to meditate and when I'm trying to walk and be peaceful. You can hear all the birds. I can't wait to go for my walk today. It's so beautiful. Everything's turning green. It's just my mind. I can hear. It's not even me. It's just the ego monkey brain just stressing out over everything, or coming up with all these elaborate plans and ideas and just taking your brain on this adventure that's just creating stress in your body because it's not even anything to do with who you are, what you're doing, or living in the now, which is something I'm still working on after all these years, how to be in the now. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go for a nice long de-stressing walk. I'm going to take the drone out, so I'm going to have some good footage from that for you soon, I hope. But tomorrow I'm getting LASIK eye surgery, and then I just sort of remembered my main intention in this video was that just in case something happens to my eyes and I don't see you again and can't make all these great videos, it's been fun. That's not what's going to happen. I have a good feeling about tomorrow, and being able to see again without glasses is very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And I just thought I'd say hi, and that took 20 minutes of just spewing out all this information that's in my brain. And so there you go. What else can I say? Have a great day. I'm going to stop talking now because it's time for me to get peaceful and de-stress. And that's what I'm going to do. And I hope you do too. And I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you in, I don't know, it'll be at least a week before I'm probably doing anything like this again. Just going to chill and let my eyes heal. Alright, wish me luck. See you later, alligator. Also, I forgot to tell you, it's jackfruit season. We're so lucky to get these in Alaska. It's very rare, but a couple of the Asian grocery stores up here are bringing in the jackfruit. And they cut it for you, so you don't have to, I don't know if you know much about jackfruit, but this is normally a giant, this is just a chunk of, woo, big ball. And in the skin is all this latex. It literally like oozes out like bathroom tiling caulk. It's latex filled, but they cut it for you. So you pull out the little, see each one of these little segments has a seed. I'm going to try sprouting some jackfruit trees and see what happens. Supposedly they're easy to sprout. And so this one's cut in half because of them cutting it open for you. But inside, this is actually a full little segment that's surrounding a seed, and this whole guy is full of these little segments that each have the seeds in them. And then you get out a piece of the segment, and it's this chewy, not like tropical tasting. Most people say it tastes like juicy fruit gum, and that's pretty spot on. But if you've never had it, you should try it because it is fabulous. And if you can't get your hands on some jackfruit, just eat your favorite fruit. That's what you should do today.